Hello everybody, welcome back to Easy Weeknight Cooking with Heart's Desire Spice Blends, and tonight we're going to be doing fabulous Easter roast that I have loved since I was a teenager. This is my godmother's Easter lamb recipe. So what are we going to need? Of course, we're going to need some sort of roast, right? So we need a roast, any kind. We need 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of kosher salt per pound of roast. This one here is about a 2-pound roast, but I have that just came out of the oven. It's about a 3.5-pound roast. So you guys will be able to take a look at this. 2 teaspoons of coarse ground fresh cracked black pepper, 1 large clove of garlic. I mean, we're talking large clove of garlic per pound of meat, 2 teaspoons of Heart's Desires Greek seasoning per pound, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil per pound. And we're also going to be doing 1/2 stick of butter. If you've got more than about a 3-pound roast, that may go up to a full stick. You're going to be kind of playing some of this by ear. I mean, you're going to be mixing your salt and pepper in a way that works for your family. Some of you can't have the salt, so omit it, please. That's fine. And it works just fine. Really, it does. So what is the method here? First of all, we need to do a little bit of stirring. This is our 1 tablespoon of olive oil per pound and 2 teaspoons of Greek seasoning per pound. Mix those up. And what we're doing is we're going to start infusing this oil with that Greek seasoning. And it's going to make a thin paste. And you notice I've got this, really kind of small looking spoon here, and that's on purpose. I like using an iced teaspoon or a baby spoon for this particular method because it works so well. So while that is getting friendly, put it aside. You're going to then cut up your garlic. One thing I like to do is just put it on the counter and hit it with the fleshy part of my palm right here. Not very hard, just enough to crack that skin, and that makes it really easy to peel. And then you're going to be cutting it into small pieces like this. Absolutely. Don't want huge pieces, don't want tiny pieces, but you're going to gingerly slice this so that you can get those nice long slivers. I like to cut the clove in half widthwise and then again lengthwise. Now for your 1/2 cube of butter. You're going to slice this into thin pats, and then I like to slice those pats either in half or in thirds, depending on the size of the slit you put in your meat. And why am I talking about slits in your meat? Because you're going to be stuffing this roast. And here's how you do it. You're going to need a paring knife and a spoon with a very small edge over here. So, of course, you've got your roast here, and it is looking gorgeous, staring at you and going, I want you to do something lovely with me, darling. And so you're going to take your paring knife and make a slit here. So I'm going to make 1 slit over here, no more than 1 inch deep. And you notice I'm sticking my finger in there. This is a good thing. And I need a paper towel real quick. So I'm going to wipe off my spoon because the next thing I need is my kosher salt and my black pepper. I'm going to mix those right here. And you definitely want to get your pepper fresh cracked. I did that before I went live. And my favorite instrument for that is right here. I got this pepper mill years ago, and it stands up very nicely. And then you just get yourself a custard cup, put that thing in, and wind away. Anyway, so you mix up your black pepper and your salt and find your slit again. Go ahead and just put the tip of your spoon into that salt and black pepper and give yourself just a little bit in the tip. And we're going to pour that right into the slit. Next thing you're going to do is take one of your pieces of garlic and shove it in there. And this really helps get that salt and pepper down into the bottom of the slit. And sooner or later, we're going to go and flood each one of these with butter so all of your juices don't escape outside all of these holes you've made. And you will come up a very tender, juicy roast. So just keep doing that all over your roast and shove your garlic in there. It really does help get that salt and pepper down where it's supposed to be. That slit was probably a little small, but I'll deal with it. You're going to do this every about inch. And I am almost ready to call this one done. So I'm gonna definitely use one of my pieces of garlic to shove that pepper and salt into the crevice that I made. And about 3 more slits, I'd say. One right here. This is a pretty thin end, so I'm gonna make it a little deep, but kind of away from this part here, or else I'm gonna be poking a hole right through there, and I'm gonna lose my garlic in the oven. Travesty! Give me a piece of garlic and shove it in there. One more here. I'm using a finger to kind of keep my place there and shove that garlic in. This is definitely something where you can get your hands dirty. Absolutely. And the taste is magnificent. Oh my word. And one last one right here. Get a little bit of that salt and pepper and let it pour on in there. There we go. There we go. Yes. Shove that thing in. Good sized piece of garlic there, shoved all the way in. And now we're ready for that butter. I'm going to cut all of these pats right in half, and this is pretty soft stuff. It is curling all over the place, trying to stick to my hand, but this can be a good thing. Now I'm going to stick that right into every single pocket that I've made and just shove it in as far as I can and plug up that pocket. And you're going to be doing this all over your roast. Now, you're going to be kind of sticking your finger into those pockets, and this is not a clean process here. So that's all well and good. You're going to be washing your hands afterwards for sure. Hot water, my darling, hot water. And while you're doing this, you're going to be having your oven preheating to 375 degrees. If you can preheat your pan too, that's even better. We're going to shock this with a high heat, then turn it down after about half an hour so we get good browning on it. But then we go for a low and slow cook. And that, my darlings, is fabulous. So I'm going to grab some more butter here and see what I can do about maybe speeding this up. After you get all of your butter in here, you are going to brush this with that concoction of olive oil and our spices and just brush that on as thickly as you can and make sure that it's all over that roast. And that will add another dimension of flavor that is just divine. I mean, just the way it is, this is good. But with the great seasoning and olive oil, it takes it to a whole new level. It really does. So you can see that some of the garlic is trying to come out of the holes on the bottom there. That is normal. That is one other reason why you're going to be taking a little extra care when you're putting butter into these so that you can make sure that flavoring agents are not trying to escape on you. Get in there. There we go. Nummy. So this is, like I said, a really fabulous way to do a roast, especially if you've got a relatively dry cut of meat, not a whole lot of fat content in there, and you want to be able to do that low and slow cook. This is a fabulous way to make sure that it comes that moist and tender all at once. Okay, that's it. And I'm gonna wipe off my hands because, yeah. Okay, that's much better. Now I've got this Greek seasoning and olive oil mixture here. I'm gonna stir it up because it's trying to be really pasty on the bottom. It will do that. And like I said, this is a thin paste. It's not horribly thick, but the flavor is amazing. So get your basting brush and just brush that stuff on there. This gives you such a huge amount of flavor. I've got the last bit of my spices right here. Oh, would you look at that? That is a thing of beauty right here. Masterpiece. Mwah! Here I have a Dutch oven with a rack in it. Goes right on in and into the oven. Let me wash my hands and I will show you what just came out of the oven that's been resting for the last, well, since we've been live. And I'll cut into that and tell you what it tastes like. It is so good. Hands are now clean. Got myself a good knife here. And our 3.5 pound roast that has been resting tented since it came out of the oven. And this, my darlings, fabulous. So good. You want to do a cross grain on this. I'm going to go right here. The ends are always very well done. Let me also get the other end. Would you look at that? Nummy, 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 nummy. This smells incredible. And you know what? You guys have got to see what it looks like when we get pieces of that garlic in there. Oh, yes, right here. Would you look at that? Got pieces of garlic right in these crevices here. You can see that wonderful black pepper and those spices that got into the crevices. Meat is very juicy. Okay, that was a big bite. But oh my gosh, I've just been transported to Carol's house for Easter dinner. Oh my gosh. I especially love the forwardness of the garlic. It's not spicy, it's just there. You've got the extra fat from the butter and that beautiful olive oil just does so well in making sure you've got a beautiful roast that stays nice and juicy. You've got all these flavors. The whole thing is so infused with flavor. This is not your just flavorless brick of a roast. This is so good. You will have rave reviews, absolutely rave reviews at your Easter dinner. So from our house to yours, this is the best roast ever. This is Greek Easter roast with Greek seasoning, and you guys keep things tasty. I'm looking forward to hearing about reviews, and we will see you next week.